Hey everybody, how we doing tonight? It's Matt with the DPI podcast, and we are live in April. Wow. April the 5th. Welcome to the show. If you're new here, welcome. We are the Disney Planning Insights podcast. We work with a company called Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel to create content for Disney travelers and to help people plan and book Disney vacations, whether it's Disney World, Disney Cruise Line, Disneyland, Paris, wherever. We do the whole gambit. So if you are looking to book, check out our friends over Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel at PATM Disney Travel on Facebook. Or you'll see the website down here scrolling through if you are listening on the podcast replay. patmdisneytravel.wixsite.com. And you go /planning or to any of the pages. You can get to the planning page from there. But thanks for joining us tonight. Real quick, social media accounts, you'll see them scrolling at the bottom. But for the DPI podcast, at DPI Podcast over on Facebook, at Disney Insights on Twitter, and the Disney Planning Insights podcast on YouTube if you want to go check out videos, fireworks, parades, rides, shows, just about everything at Walt Disney World you can find there, especially the new stuff. Festival of Fantasy Parade is up. Enchantment with the GoPro went up today. We're working on a multi-angle view with the Z6 setup right now. Color grading, kind of getting the cuts and everything where we want them. For a real nice setup for that one here real soon. And then Enchantment's going to come up in a couple of days, I think, on the Z6 setup. Just a single shot. We were to the left side of the castle hub and the inner hub. Really good look at the fireworks in the castle. So definitely check that out in a couple of days. Tonight is our news and notes show. And for the most part, our news and notes show, we go over the week that was Disney news, discuss any topics. Sometimes we'll have Peter from Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel on with us. He is actually enjoying himself in Florida right now. They had a day over at Universal Studios, but he'll be recapping his trip next week, so you want to definitely stop by and check that out if you want to hear about his trip. And then we recapped our trip last week, so if you want to hear what we did and thoughts we had on Disney Cruise Line, things that are happening around the parks, that kind of thing, check out last week's episode. You can check that out on the YouTube page, Disney Planning Insights Podcast, or Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, or Google Podcasts. We're just about everywhere when it comes to podcasts. So thanks for joining us tonight. Let's jump into some of the news, and let's start with the big news. We've been kind of waiting on traditional character meet and greets to come back. And last week we finally got the news that they are returning. Now, we already knew that they were back in Paris, but they are now coming back to all of the other entities, at least in the United States. So Disney World, Disneyland, Alani, and Disney Cruise Line are going to have a phased return of character meet and greets, character meals, that kind of traditional character interactions starting on April the 18th. So what that means is that they've given themselves a very, very loose timeline to bring a lot of stuff back. And one of the things I think is going to take a little bit of time to bring back, and I'm just a hair out of focus here, guys. Let me bring that back. One of the things that I think is going to take a little bit of time to come back is all of the dining locations. We were talking last week when they announced the people or the characters coming back, and this is for face and fur. So not only your costume characters like Mickey Mouse, Winnie the Pooh, that kind of thing, where they've got a full costume covered head and everything, but also for your face characters. So your traditional princess characters, Peter Pan, those types of characters are also coming back. Lots of dining locations that have to come back to standard operation. And I think we figured out it was like there were 6 locations that still didn't have characters all the way back, or all of the meals with characters back. And with that being said, that means that there's a lot of characters that need to be hired. And I think that's where you're going to see this kind of drag out a little bit, is as they're bringing the character actors back, you're going to see this drag out as long as it takes to get those character actors, not only in the parks, but also at Alani. The cruise ship was pretty well stocked with characters. Now, I would imagine that there's more. I know that one of the big disappointments that we had when we were on the cruise was the Animator's Palette dinner not having those interactive animations going around the tables. So that's something that would have to come back as well. So, but one thing about the cruise lines is the cruise lines are kind of leading the way when it comes to bringing these characters back. And by that, I mean that, first off, the CDC dropped the travel warning for cruise ships. It's been something that's been in place since the beginning of the pandemic, and they just finally dropped that last week. Now, with that being said, the travel restrictions on planes, in airports, subway terminals, subways, buses, that kind of thing, still in place till April the 18th. Hopefully in a couple weeks we've gotten good news that those are gone as well. But the cruise lines are already starting to bring back some of the normal cruise activities. And with that, I'm talking about traditional buffets, shared seating, not having to wear masks in the Walt Disney Theater, removing capacity restrictions in the pools. All that stuff's starting to happen on the ships. Now, something that they said was going to take a little bit of time were the deck parties. So the sail away party, the pirates party, the character dance party, the fireworks, or the fireworks party. Those are all things that are going to take a little time to come back. And again, when you think about those types of activities, what's involved? Characters, a lot of characters, more people that they have to hire. So it's going to take a little while to get all these activities back. Not only that, but also at Castaway Cay, which I'm wearing my new shirt. That was a fun experience. And if you are on the fence about taking a Disney cruise, the private island by itself is reason to take a Disney cruise at least once, because that was outstanding. Lots of activities that we could have done. We ended up just deciding we wanted to hang out on the beach, swim in the water, hang out with the kids. So we didn't do a whole lot of things activity-wise, but we made sand creatures in the sand. We played in the little jungle gym area that they had out in the middle of the water. My daughter went out and played on that. Brayden played in the sand, had sand everywhere. Probably still has sand everywhere. I'm still finding it around the house. So, but yeah, it was a really good time. So, like I said, if you're on the fence for a Disney cruise, that alone sells it. Even with the restrictions and everything that was in place, I still thought it was worth the money that we put into it to do that. And what the kids were able to do was a lot of fun. So, really good time. Okay. Let's move around to Walt Disney World. We got a lot of news for Epcot this week. So first off, let's talk about Food and Wine Festival. Food and Wine is probably most people's favorite festival at Epcot. Not only do you get, into the fall with this festival, you also get a lot of booths. This is a festival that brings upwards of 40-ish booths. In addition to the countries having special dishes and all that kind of stuff. So lots of food around, lots of drinks around. So really good time. And when dining plans finally come back, we're still waiting on that. And they announced that something was going to happen at the end of last year. You'll be able to use snack credits at most of these restaurants, we hope, for their little tapas plates. So, Food and Wine Festival, July 14th through November 19th. What does this mean? It means that there's a 10-day turnaround, basically from July 5th to July 13th, because they'll do the preview day, the media preview day. There's that turnaround from Flower and Garden to Food and Wine. And then on the backside, don't be surprised if there's a shorter turnaround from Food and Wine to Festival of the Holidays, because this is butting right up into Thanksgiving weekend now. And that's usually when Festival of the Holidays will start at Epcot. So, something to keep in mind there. If you are planning a Thanksgiving trip or a pre-Thanksgiving trip, you know, you might be able to get Food and Wine the first weekend that you're there. And if you stay through Thanksgiving, you might be able to get Festival of the Holidays on the back side of it. So, we do that with the Halloween and Christmas decorations almost all the time in November, where we can catch Magic Kingdom with Halloween decorations up when we fly in, and then they flip it over in a couple of nights to Christmas decorations by the time we're out. So, something to think about there. But Food and Wine Festival, July 14th through November 19th. Let's see if they have anything on the Parks blog that makes anything special. Returning favorites will include the Swanky Saucy Swine, Appleseed Orchard, Hops and Barley, Earth Eats, hosted by Impossible, and Shimmering Sips. So, 129-day event. Crazy. 129 days. Ratatouille thing will be Eat to the Beat concert series will be back. Ratatouille inspired adventure. The Ratatouille Hide and Squeak's back. So basically everything's back. So that's pretty cool. Again, good to see stuff like this returning. Just really good to see all this kind of stuff. What do we got going on over here? Nothing. Okay. Moving on. Let's go up to All-Star Sports reopened last week. That was kind of cool. It was a big milestone when All-Star Sports reopened, because it was the first time since the closure that all of the Walt Disney World resorts have been open. So All-Star Sports was the last and final resort to open, and it is now open, and you've been able to reserve that for a couple of months now. Character meet and greets, early as April 18th. We already kind of went over that. Disney Wish. Let's talk about the Disney Wish. Disney Wish is out of the dry dock in Germany and has been doing some tests in the open water, and passed its open water test last week on the 31st. So that was pretty cool. It's going to start sailing in July. It's taking the itineraries that the Dream has right now. So that 3-night and that 4-night Caribbean sailing, those are the sailings that the Wish is going to take out of Port Canaveral. The Dream is going to move down to Miami. And this is interesting because we were looking at cruises last week. Cruising on the Dream, once the Wish starts, the Dream prices actually are almost like you're getting a free day. So if you're thinking about, hey, I want to go on a Caribbean cruise, I don't really care where it goes as long as I get to go to Castaway Cay. A lot of the cruises that the Dream's offering, 4-night and 5-night cruises, are comparable to the 3-night and 4 nights on the Wish. So if you want an extra night and you're not necessarily thinking about doing a land and sea, maybe a good idea to try the Dream out of Miami instead of doing the Wish out of Canaveral. So just something to think about there. Peter with Princesses and the Mouse is going to be doing one in the fall, and we'll talk to him a little bit more as it comes up about transportation to and from Miami Airport and that kind of stuff as we get closer to his cruise down there. So we talked about the cruises. Oh, that's another video that we have up. Frozen sing-along. For the first time in forever, the Frozen sing-along. If you really want to piss off Disney, put that as your title in a video, and they will not be happy with you. They tried a copyright on it, which was fine. But they also say at the beginning of the show, hey, if you want to record this show, go right ahead. So we did, and then we posted it. And there's hundreds of people that have that up on YouTube. So maybe it's just something to say, hey, if you want to go through the work and actually do this, we'll let you do it, but whatever. All good now. I didn't expect to get any revenue out of it anyway, so just wanted to show people a cool show. One of our favorite shows at Walt Disney World. Favorite show, Festival of the Lion King, or Celebration of Festival of the Lion King, which we've got some news about that coming up here in a bit. Okay, so if you're a ride fan, here's the big news for the week. I'm going to take a drink. I'm going to pause for suspense here. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind has an opening date, finally. May the 27th, so Memorial Day weekend, we will have Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. That is the big new, I want to call it a coaster, but I don't know that it's going to be a coaster, but they're saying the actual ride experience is going to be comparable to Rise of the Resistance as far as length of actual ride interaction. So does that mean that the roller coaster is 2 minutes and you've got 28 minutes of pre-show and post-show? Whatever. But they're saying, it's going to be around that 30-minute of interaction time, which is pretty cool. I mean, when you think about the rides that are our favorites at the parks, a lot of them have that pre-show and the pre-show. If you think about Flight of Passage, you go into 2 different rooms as you're getting ready to load into your actual ride vehicle. Rise of the Resistance, without giving it too much away, you've got 2 stage sets and 2 rides, basically, in that. So once you get into the first, room with Rey and BB-8, you still got a bunch to go through before you get to the actual ride of Rise of the Resistance. So we got Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, May the 27th. That's cool. As of this afternoon, there were still Park Pass reservations available. Let's go to Disney's website real quick and check it out. Theme park reservations. Theme park tickets. It's going to tell me I don't have any tickets. Which is going to stink, but I just want to see the availability calendar. Continue. Yeah, I know I signed in. May the 27th. Select a park. Select Epcot. Invalid admission. Back. Yeah, it's being goofy. Let's see if I can't do it. Unselect all. Back. Let's see if I can do it this way. Hold, please. Wow. That's the emptiest that's looked in years. May 27th. Everything's available for resort hotels. Everything's available for theme park tickets. And everything's available. Annual pass blackout calendar. Really? They're going to make you pick your pass? No. We're just going to say, sure. May 27th, if you have a sorcerer pass, you can't get there. So annual passes, May the 27th. You can't get there on an annual pass. So you have to have a theme park reservation or a standard ticket now. It's just May the 27th. So all you annual pass members, yep, you're ruining it for everybody. Moving on, Disney Plus. If you're a subscriber, you can save money at the hotels now. Walt Disney World's offering a subscriber discount at Walt Disney World for select hotels. Really, what this looks like is it's taking the place of the standard summer discount that comes out about this time for anybody. 25% at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Boardwalk, Contemporary, Grand Floridian, Riviera, Yacht Club. 20% cabins at Fort Wilderness, Art of Animation, Family Suites, Coronado Springs, Orleans Quarter, Orleans Riverside. 15% All Stars, Pop Century. 10% campsites at Fort Wilderness. Standard restrictions, so no villas, no bungalows, no tree houses, no Little Mermaid rooms at Art of Animation. Pretty standard. So up to 25%. Most nights July 8th through September 30th. So this does get you into food and wine territory as well. So pretty cool. Disney Plus. Okay, Animal Kingdom. Disney Parks released a lot of summer stuff for Animal Kingdom. Not necessarily new stuff per se, but kind of like changes and additions to things that we knew were coming. So Kite Tales, first thing that's on the agenda. Kite Tales is going to get kind of a shorter show, but they're going to do it more often. And you're going to be able to see it from more places, which is kind of cool. So basically what they're going to do is they're going to parade the kites around a little bit more often. We all know that amphitheater where Kite Tales is absolutely brutal in the summer. The sun beats down on you. It's terrible to sit there. It's just kind of out there in the open. So they're going to make these shows shorter. Kite Tales itself, only about a 20-minute show anyway, but when you get down there with the pre-show and everything like that, you're probably investing about 45 minutes to an hour for a show. And they just don't want to have people doing that. So we're going to see more frequent performances around the day with experiences from anywhere around the Discovery River Lagoon. So basically, back there in that lagoon by Everest and all the way over to the entrance of Dinoland USA. You can check that out. Our little secret is going down into the seating behind Flame Tree Barbecue, and you can see it on the backside. So, pretty cool. Iridescent anniversary moments. They're going to do some more. Discovery River will come alive with character flotillas. Setting sail in succession, these high-energy boats will fill the waters throughout the park with music, iridescent 50th anniversary moments, and characters including Mickey and Friends, Timon, Rafiki, Pocahontas several times each day. So, they're going to keep the flotillas. Pretty cool there. I like the flotillas. It's like, I'm thumbs up on the flotillas, I'm thumbs down on cavalcades. So, just kind of weird that way. Tumble Monkeys coming back. We knew that. But with the Tumble Monkeys, the birds are going to be flying again in the Festival of the Lion King show they announced. It was only time before all this came back. They did a casting call for the Tumble Monkeys about a month ago. They are in rehearsals right now. They've actually cut a show from Festival of the Lion King each day. And I'm guessing so that they have rehearsal time each day. Great, fun. But they're both coming back, so 2 thumbs up. Really excited for that. ready to have that show back to normal. That the Tumble Monkeys and the Birds are two of the best parts of that show. It's just good to have that stuff back. Last thing over, I guess a couple more things over at Animal Kingdom. The Finding Nemo, what are they calling this? The Big Blue and Beyond. So this is the new Finding Nemo show in that festival or Theater in the Wild. Theater in the Wild. Theater right there as you're going across the bridge from Everest into Dinoland USA. The theater's kind of right there to the left if you're going into Dinoland USA. If you're coming out, it's on the right. And that's where the show's going to be. It's going to be a expanded, changed take on the Finding Nemo show that was there before. It's coming. We don't have an exact date, but it's coming. The other thing that's coming back, and we knew it would come back when they announced the characters, is the Adventure Outpost with Mickey and Minnie dressed in their safari gear. That is coming back as well. But no word on Doug and Russell yet, or Pocahontas. So those are kind of the three main character meet and greets at Animal Kingdom. Are Doug and Russell right there by the entrance of It's Tough to Be a Bug. Pocahontas down in that little grotto to the right before you get to Dinoland USA. And then Mickey and Minnie in the Adventurers Outpost that's to the left between Discovery Island and Asia as you're walking across that bridge into Asia. So hopefully we get news on Doug and Russell as well. What else do we have today? Let's go overseas. So one of the parks that's getting some of the biggest renovations, and I won't even say renovations, expansions right now, is Disneyland Paris. So not only is there Downtown Disney, or their Disney something, I don't remember what they're calling it. Disney something. Disney Village. Thank you. Peanut Gallery. That was awesome. Disney Village. So it's like their Disney Springs area. That is getting a big facelift. They're adding some stuff there. They're also doing this big expansion in their Disney... Man, what a time for your mind to go blank. Walt Disney Studios Park. It's like their Hollywood Studios. So they've got the Avengers campus that's opening this summer. And they're building a whole land for Frozen. And if you look at the artwork that's on there, it looks like the whole like fjord where the castle is. So you're going to have the castle, you're going to have a shop. Let's see. Additionally, 131 foot high snow covered mountain. The village, Norwegian-inspired architectural style, home to both a shop and a restaurant that will serve meals with a Nordic touch. Additionally, guests will have the opportunity to meet their favorite characters during a royal meet and greet. So, favorite characters, let's say Anna, Elsa, Olaf, Kristoff, probably. Just like it is over at Studios and in Epcot. Kristoff doesn't have a standard meet and greet, but there are characters. So, and then could we get a villain of Prince Han of the Southern Isles? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But big expansion there. I think that's when we think about getting outside of Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise. Now, I think that's our next check mark that we want to try and get over to Paris, not only for the 30th anniversary for Disneyland Paris, but with everything that's going on over there, as far as construction and new lands. They're going to have an Avengers campus with an Iron Man roller coaster, and the park itself, just Disneyland Paris itself, is a beautiful park. And with us, we're thinking about spring break, maybe we might run into snow over there, and snow at a Disney park just blows my mind. So hopefully everything works out. and we can get that planned in the future. Speaking about planning, Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel, great place to go if you need help planning your next Disney vacation. Not only do they have booking services, but they also help with, planning your days, giving you an idea on how to do things and save time and save energy. And they'll help with your dining and all that kind of stuff as well. So if you're a Disney newbie and just want some help and advice in planning your Disney vacation, or if you're just, a long-time Disney goer and want somebody else to handle some of the stuff that can be painful, get us involved at PATM Disney Travel. That's about it. Man, a 30-minute show just by myself. That's kind of crazy. I don't go that long. I don't like talking that much. So, this is a great thing to do as a podcast where you don't like to talk. But thanks, everybody, for watching tonight. Listening whenever you listen. I'd say for commenting, but you guys don't like to comment. You guys are all quiet listeners. I'd like comments. I'd like to respond to people. I'm a people person. But anyway, we'll get into the closing. So thank you guys all for watching tonight, and we will talk to you next week. Don't forget, watch the Harmonious GoPro video that we posted today, and Enchantment in a couple days. Let me know how they look, things that you think we should do better the next time. See you guys later. Hey, no guests. Peter's down in Florida having fun. Didn't have anybody else on, so whatever. Just me, 30 minutes. Woohoo. Go away. I know it's really late in the video, but be sure to go like and subscribe to our social media accounts at DPI Podcast over on Facebook, at Disney Insights on Twitter, Princesses and the Mouse on Instagram, the Disney Planning Insights Podcast on YouTube. Go, subscribe, like, help us out. I know I don't say it enough, but thank you guys all for listening, hanging out this long. Have a good week, and we will talk to you next week.